Yes, welcome back to the Morning Shift, your source for your hip-hop R&B in the morning here on CHUO 89.1, your official urban station for the Ottawa-Gatineau area. I'm your host, once again, the Big Mouth on the mic. We just heard Michael Jackson, Remember the Time, and we brought in Keith Whittier with us from the Ottawa Life Magazine. He's a film critic, entertainment critic, and he does everything, and he also is an amazing chef, too. So welcome to the Morning Shift, my man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. This Keith Whittier guy sounds amazing. I can't wait to meet him. Maybe take a selfie with him.
He's awesome.
Make him sound like the greatest guy.
Hey, he make Jessica Chastain blush. So
this is true.
This is true. I have to say he's an amazing man, and he's a friend of mine too. So
yeah, he loves you too. How's everything going?
Going great. It's a great morning hanging out with you. I can't wait to see what you have to tell us about some great movies to watch. But I did get my shot, so I'm feeling stronger, and hopefully we can get back to going to theaters and actually watch movies, because I know in Los Angeles right now they are talking about taking the mask out theaters, so hopefully we can get that here in Canada soon, so because I miss going to the movies. So
yeah, absolutely, me too. It's interesting. So theaters are open on the Gatineau side right now. So our friends over in Gatineau who might not know, theaters are open, and of course Cineplex is doing a really great job with the social distancing. I'm on the Ontario side, so I have not been able to partake. But here's hoping in the coming weeks that we'll be able to do that. But I will throw a shout out and say, if you haven't yet, you need to indulge in the Uber Eats Cineplex. It's a thing. It's Oh yeah, Uber Eats Cineplex is a thing. They bring you the popcorn, they bring you the snacks. It's awesome.
No way.
Oh yeah, I vouch for it.
I gotta try it now. Next time I watch a movie, maybe Loki, I could get some popcorn.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So what great movies you have to talk about for us today?
Yeah, so I've got a few. So first of all, one of the great things about going to film festivals, I get to see these movies before it obviously they get released, and then I get to come out and sing their praises when they are. And a movie that recently dropped, although it was very hush hush, there wasn't a lot of marketing behind this, but this is a movie called Together. It stars Ed Helms, who a lot of people will remember from the Hangover series, as well as a wonderful actress named Patty Harrison. Now, in this film, Ed Helms' character is a single guy, getting up there in age, and he wants to be a father. He doesn't have any prospects. He doesn't have any significant other in his life. So he decides that he needs a surrogate. Enter in the character played by Patty Harrison. So it's basically her character is going to be delivering his baby, and it's the relationship and the friendship that they develop along the way during, her carrying his child. It is a refreshing film, because a lot of time when we're looking at people having babies in movies and adopting and that sort of thing, you're either looking at it from the woman's point of view or you're looking at it from a couple point of view. I really like that we're looking at this from the guy's point of view. I really thought that was something that was unique to this film. And Ed Helms also shows that, yes, he can do a lot of comedy, but this is one of those films that borders on that line of dramedy. And I really enjoyed it. It's on this different it's on the iTunes platform, as well as it's on, of course, the Google Play Store. I don't see it in Netflix or Prime as yet. But regardless, part with a little bit of money. Check it out. It was one of the standout films for me at this past year's Sundance Film Festival, and I really enjoyed it. So I definitely recommend that people go and check that one out.
And I like the fact that I think I saw the trailer for it. It seemed like it's one of those funny dramedies, if you want to call it, because there's some parts where it tugs at your heart at the same time when you're watching the trailer. I'm like, oh, but I mean, I really can't wait to watch this movie. And you're right, it's a different take of family.
Absolutely.
From the single guy who doesn't have anyone but want to give his heart to someone. So I like
100%.
that. I like that.
100%. Yeah.
What's next?
Moving on, let's go over to our friends at Disney Plus, specifically that Premier Access that they like to bring up every few months, and let's look at a film called Cruella. Now, of course, this is the I don't even want to say it's the prequel. I'll say it's the origin story of Cruella de Vil that is played magnificently in this film by Emma Stone. And it also stars Emma Thompson. Apparently, if your name was Emma, chances are you could have been hired to be in this film. Now, here's the thing. Growing up, I'm familiar with all sorts of Disney movies like, Snow White, Cinderella, this goes on and on and on. I can't necessarily say that 101 Dalmatians was a big thing growing up in the Whittier household. I will tell you something though, and this hear me now. I would put Cruella up against so many different films, like a Batman Begins when it comes to origin stories. This movie is on point. This is probably one of the few films that I've seen in the premiere access that I would say, part with your money, shell out the $34. If you want like a really entertaining film, this is worth it. We look at this character from basically her as a young girl, what the different events that shaped her into who she became. I did not know that I needed a Cruella origin story, but I also didn't know that I needed an air fryer or a PS5 or a charcoal barbecue. In these COVID times, you were being introduced to things you didn't know that you needed. But after I got the Cruella origin story, I'm glad that I got it.
Yeah.
One of the most entertaining films that I've seen, again, on this Disney Premier Access platform. One of the most interesting films that have come out so far, and I'm a strong fan. I'm all in, so I definitely recommend people check it out. It is Disney, so that would lend you to think, okay, this is for kids. It's a little dark. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like, if you want to see 101 Dalmatians, the cartoon, because you got little kids, watch that. Don't transition the kids from the cartoon to this movie, because it is a little dark.
I watched it the other day, and I love the storyline they built with it, because it was like a little caper through it. It's like an Ocean 11 kind of thing, and it was just awesome. And is it the world's famous movie? Nah, but I mean, it was an entertaining movie, and it was worth watching. And I was just, I was enthralled with her. And Emma was amazing as Cruella. Like, it was just, she took on the character just right. And I just thought it was amazing. Once again, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. it.
If I had paid to the $34 or whatever it is to see this film, I would not have ended the credits roll and thinking, oh geez, that was a disappointment. I was like, that was good. This was worth it. 100%.
And quick little thing, stay till the end of the credits. That's all I can say.
That's
absolutely all I can say. They did the Marvel thing.
Yes, they did. Now, listen, I wanted to. We kind of talked about this before you hit record. And I want to talk about this movie, Army of the Dead, because you and I are going to have very differing opinions on it. So, of course, we are all familiar with Dave Bautista. Some of you might be familiar.
Awesome.
Some of you might be familiar with him from his WWE days. He's of course been one of many WWE superstars who's had a seamless transition into films, and of course, being part of the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers series has been nothing but great for him. But now Netflix has decided that he should have his own movie called Army of the Dead, where he leads a group of mercenaries going into a post-apocalyptic Las Vegas where there's zombies everywhere, and of course, he's been hired by this billionaire to steal some money and and the movie just did not work for me. I have no idea why this movie was over 2 hours. I have no idea, quite frankly, why this movie was made. I mean, we are oversaturated with zombies. Have you heard of The Walking Dead? Have you heard of Fear of the Walking Dead, World War Z? I mean, the list goes on and on. If you're going to give me a zombie movie, give me something new and something entertaining, not a film where all the characters are making the dumbest decisions ever. And let me tell you something, as my favorite DJ, as a guy that I look forward to talking to, when you looked at me and you said, I like that movie, I went old school back to Different Strokes, and I was like, what you talking about, Willis?
No, okay, I'll give you this. It was I looked at it as it was just a fun blow 'em up zombie movies. It was fun to see the Elvis in there, Elvis zombies and the showgirl zombies. It was kind of cool. Some of the slow motions and some of the stuff. It was fun to see the smart zombies, if we're not ruining the movie, but there's some smart zombies, and it was fun to see some of that. And then the tiger was the best. Like Siegfried and Roy Tiger, that was awesome. Like, come on, a zombie tiger. But I do agree with you. Some of it was a little bit too long. They could have cut it down to a little bit a shorter time, maybe an hour and some change. But I don't know. Zach said that this wasn't his director's cut. There was no. This is his straight. This is the film that he wanted to put out, and he got the money. And he's still. And the funny thing, he's going to do a prequel to this movie, and he also going to do a cartoon version of this movie. So it's not over for zombies. They're still coming to get us.
Does that mean we're getting a 4-hour director's cut of this film? Is that what you're telling me?
Well,
and by the way, I gotta say, you're adorable. You're like, I don't want to ruin the movie. Ruin the movie like it's like there's some sort of intricate plot.
Wow.
Like you're gonna ruin the movie.
I'm just saying.
We're not talking The Sixth Sense here. We're talking Army of the Dead with Dave Bautista.
But it's cool. There's one part, if you actually when you watch the movie, you actually see the Justice League film that he had in the vault that they get in the spoilers, and it was really good. But I as not a film critic like you, my friend, as a person to sit down and watch a movie, I love Baptista. He's amazing, and it was a fun little vibe. He's getting better. He's getting better at his acting too, I have to say. He is getting better.
He was in a movie called Stuber a couple years ago.
That was bad.
But you know what? It was better than this.
Oh my god!
It was better than this.
No.
And listen, I want to be clear. I wasn't a big fan of this movie.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it could have been a little shorter, and I would have been like, still, it wouldn't have been a great movie, but that would have lessened the pain. But I want to be clear. I don't think this is going to be like worst movie of the year.
No,
I'm not saying that. There are movies that you see and you're like, give me my time back, and I'm going to be on my deathbed wishing I hadn't seen Army of the Dead. It's not like that terrible, but it's one of those movies where it's like they kept pumping it out saying, oh, directed by Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, this is why you're making DC films that are 4 hours long and you're not touching Marvel projects. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying. I said it. Somebody had to.
Wow. All right. Before we move, that was your third movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So, quick question. Now, there were some rumors out that I heard recently. I wanted to bring it up with you that that they are making a Superman movie.
Yeah.
And they are making it a black Superman. And rumors that Regina King might direct the movies. Now, I just wonder if you heard those rumors or not.
The last time I was on your wonderful program, we talked about the potential of a black Superman, I believe. We did not talk about the Regina King factor.
Yeah.
I'm down with both.
Yeah.
Listen, I think that Regina King earned herself a lot of cred with One Night in Miami.
Oh, amazing.
It was a wonderful film.
Yeah.
And she was in talks. Let's not forget to be nominated for Best Director at this past year's Oscars, which would have made 3 females that would have been nominated in a single year, which would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to, so there's a couple different things. Do I think that she can direct a superhero project? I don't know why she couldn't. I mean, if we just talked about Zack Snyder directing something, you and I could direct a super. No, I'm just being silly now. But no, I have no problem with her directing it. I'm sure it would be great. In terms of, here's the thing. So let's stop for a second. Okay. So as soon as we start getting into casting, I mean, do we start the Idris Elba train now? Like, I mean, is he going to be involved with this and somehow? Because you start to think Superman, who's it going to be? I mean, in an industry that's so focused on age, obviously you're going to probably look at somebody who might be a little younger, not like our boys old or anything. Yeah. But I mean, we can have a lot of fun conversations in regards to casting.
Well, he could play his dad. If Idris could play Zor-El.
Yeah. So in terms of all that, I have no problem with it. I'm on board. I'm open to these things. Yeah. I mean, when you start being hesitant to change, you're not really going anywhere. So let's check it out.
Well, hopefully they will find a good director. It's J.J. Abrams going to be producing this movie. And some people are saying Michael G. Jordan might be the Superman that they're waiting for, but you never know. They would go with someone else. But it is Pride Month here in Canada right now and in the States. What movie could you recommend for people to check out for Pride Month?
Well, first of all, happy Pride Month. Such a wonderful time. There's a couple that come to mind. First of all, the movie Moonlight. Of course, a lot of people, when they hear Moonlight, they might think in terms of like the best picture controversy and the fact that Warren Beatty is a bit of a weasel, in my opinion. But once we get past that, this is an absolutely beautiful film, which really tells a story of a young man trying to find his own identity and trying to fit in that. And it's just told beautifully. Barry Jenkins knocked it out of the park with this film. So if you haven't had the opportunity of seeing Moonlight, I strongly recommend it. Mahershala Ali, of course, won Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his performance in that film. I think it was probably one of the best films that I've seen in a long time, and I don't say that lightly. And if you haven't seen it, you're honestly missing out. So definitely check out Moonlight. Another film that I will mention, and this is one that I'm going to mention, but I'm not going to say too much about because there's a major twist in it. So I'll just kind of give you a little bit.
Okay.
It's called The New Girlfriend. It's on iTunes right now, and anytime it's on iTunes, it's most likely on the Google Play Store as well. So our Android and iPhone people can live in harmony. This is a movie that I saw at the Toronto International Film Festival. It is about a woman whose best friend suddenly passes away, and her best friend has left her husband and her small child, and she goes to check in on the husband one day and makes a very startling discovery, which leads to a very interesting relationship. What I will say is that this again is a film where I think it's great any time of year, but if you're looking at putting together, because during Black History Month we talk about films that are that focus on the Black experience. If you're looking at films from this point of view during Pride Month, I would definitely recommend Moonlight, and I would also recommend The New Girlfriend. There are many more that I could list off. I mean, Call Me by Your Name, Brokeback Mountain, and those films I think that are more familiar to people. But if you're looking for films that people might not have seen, I'm surprised how many people haven't seen Moonlight. And I will say, I will caution, I believe The New Girlfriend, I believe it's a French movie, so there are subtitles. You're going to be okay, people. It's fine, because I know a lot of people complain about the subtitles, but it's definitely worth it. It's a fantastic piece of cinema that I would definitely recommend as well.
All right, Keith, thanks for coming and sitting down with us once again here on the morning shift. Where can people reach out to you and get some more information about?
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that. On Twitter, on Instagram, CFL_fan. Of course, I am in Ottawa Life Magazine as well, so you can check us out at the Ottawa Life Magazine website. Not just my awesome reviews, but a lot of cool stuff in and around what's going on in the city as well. So
awesome.
You can find me there also.
Awesome. Well, you usually come with a great song to end off our interview with. What song could you recommend for people to enjoy after this great interview with you?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Listen, as always, I love chatting with you. And listen, I'm on this trend of recommending or throwing out these old school jams. So I'm going to keep that going with Heavy D and the Boys, Now That We've Found Love.
All right, let's get into that here on the morning shift. Keith, thanks for sitting down with us. Have a great rest of your morning. Let's get into it right now. Let's go.